Hey guys, I'm Victoria Sexton. I'm going to be talking with you today about how to make calendula cream. Now, you may be wondering what calendula cream is. Maybe you've never heard of it before. I started using calendula cream myself after I had my son, and I found out that he had some crazy sensitive skin, just like I have crazy sensitive skin. I need something that's soothing. That's what calendula cream is. We're going to start with a super easy peasy recipe you guys can do at home. 4 ingredients, and I'll show you guys how to do it yourself. So first of all, we're going to start with calendula. I got this on Amazon. I always get the organic because I'm a little bit of a hippie like that. So start with dried calendula. Now, here's the thing with my lotion, guys. I don't add any water. Now, water, when you introduce water in a lotion base, you run the risk of introducing bacteria into your formula. So I really like really thick balms and things like that, and also face oils, because there is no water in there and you don't have to worry about it going bad really quickly. This calendula is dry. I got it on the Amazon. It's organic. Here's the process to make the calendula cream. So our 4 ingredients are calendula, beeswax, coconut oil, shea butter. That's it. Super simple, right? So, but we start out, so we have this calendula, and you're probably like, well, what the heck are we going to do with this? We're actually going to take coconut oil and infuse the coconut oil with the calendula. So when you buy coconut oil in the store, and this one happens to be from Thrive Market because I don't like to leave the house, you want to get, that's blurry, whatever. Anyway, you want to get the virgin coconut oil. It just means that that's all that's in there is the coconut oil. It will look like this. It will look like a white solid. You are going to want to make sure it's warmed up a little bit. I was kind of lucky when our Thrive Market box came. It was hotter than blazes out here, and so it was already melted, which I was like, perfect, great. Because what you're going to want to do is take a fresh, clean jar. Fresh out of the dishwasher is fine. You just want to make sure it has been on the steam setting, so you know it's sanitized. You put the calendula in here first. You fill this up with calendula, and then you put the oil in. Do not do that in reverse. It will not work. So calendula first, then fill it up with oil. This jar has been sitting on my windowsill for like a week, 2 weeks. And basically what it does is it kind of acts like tea. Like if you're steeping tea, it's the same concept, right? The process goes, this is our calendula base with our coconut oil. We're going to combine that with beeswax and shea butter, and that's it. Okay? So what you'll need for this project is a couple of jars. You will need a Pyrex bowl like this, a spatula. You'll need a saucepan. You will need cheesecloth. You will need your base ingredients. Your coconut oil, your virgin coconut oil. Thrive Market is a great place for it, but wherever you shop. Shea butter. Make sure, this is the brand that my husband got for me a while back. You can get it at Whole Foods. Make sure the only thing that's in the jar, the only ingredient, is shea butter. And most of the time I'll say unrefined. And it's like, here's the color. It's not a really pretty color. If it's super white and fluffy, it's probably not real shea butter, or they mixed it with something else. Then you want beeswax. So here's a tip on the beeswax. If it does not smell like honey, I do not put it into my lotion because I like things that are minimally processed. I actually got this beeswax from a place very close to us called Jack Creek Farms, and it does kind of, and it's not going to smell 100% like honey. It'll have like kind of a honey tinge to it. And then here's another option for you. I got this one on Amazon. I ordered honey like this, and what do they call these? Like pastilles, pellet. pellets, whatever. I'm French, okay? So it's these little pellets. It makes it easier to measure out if you have it in these little pellets. That's the only reason I like to use them. Make sure though, if you buy from like an Amazon seller or whatever, I purchased some organic beeswax that's in these little pellets. It shows up, I open it up, it smelled like smoke and like paraffin. It did not smell good. I ended up returning it even though I opened it up because I was like, this is not something that I'm gonna put on all this, right? So yeah, so I like for it to smell like honey a little bit. So, but that's it. That's all we're gonna be doing. So the process is we have our coconut oil steeping. We're gonna take the coconut oil and leave the calendula. So we need a fresh, clean jar for that. We're gonna use our cheesecloth as a way to separate the two. Then we are gonna make what's called a bain-marie. Yes, it is French. All that means is we're gonna take a pot. So here's my pot. It already has some water in it. And we're gonna put this Pyrex dish on top. The reason that we do this, if you put these ingredients on a regular stove, they could burn very easily. So we're being nice to our cream. We're gonna baby our cream, treat it super nice, and we're gonna make a bain-marie. And then what we're gonna do is we'll put all the ingredients in. I like to let it melt and get happy for at least 10 minutes. Shea butter is super gritty. Shea butter is gritty. The wax needs to like all the ingredients need to get happy together. So that's what we're gonna do. And then we're gonna put it into fun little jars, which I'm obsessed with little jars. Don't ask me why. It's a thing. Anyway, so we're gonna put it into fun little jars, and then that's it. You let it cool and then you're done. Yeah, so right now I'm gonna go measure my ingredients, and yeah, I'll see you in a few minutes. Hey guys, okay, so we're gonna take our calendula soaked coconut oil, and I wanna show you how you're gonna get the calendula out. So this is a clean, dry jar, cheesecloth. I made a little divot here with my hand. I used a little rubber band, and we are just going to slowly pour the oil out. Look at this beautiful color. Okay, this is the color of regular coconut oil, just straight out of the jar. Look at this beautiful color. This was all from the calendula. So we're gonna end up with really a golden color cream. Take the rubber band off. And you can even squeeze the calendula flowers a little bit. Okay, so here's our recipe. I can't even make up how easy this is. 1 part beeswax, 2 parts coconut oil that's been infused with calendula, 3 parts shea butter. That's it. I mean, like, how easy is that? That's the easiest cream you've ever made in your life. Okay, maybe the only cream you've ever made in your life. So I have all my ingredients. I'm gonna measure out the coconut oil. In the meantime, I already have this measured out. So just a note on the wax, I'm using this is what the pellets look like. They're super teeny, tiny little pellets. Now I love the concept of using this from the Jack Creek Farms in Paso, because they got it directly from one of their honey people. They have like a gazillion types of honey there. When I make lotion, I always weigh. I never measure like 1 cup, 2 cup, 3 cups, because that's just it. The best way to do it is it's really much more precise if you do that. So I have 1 ounce. I'm gonna do 2 ounces of this and 3 ounces of this to come up with 6 ounces of lotion. So what I have going on here behind me is called a bain-marie. Now we have the pot, and In here we have our Pyrex dish. Now, what's gonna happen is the water is gonna boil, but it's not going to disrupt our delicate ingredients. So I'm just gonna go ahead and throw everything in here. So 1 ounce, 2 ounces, 3 ounces. You see the shea butter? So here's the weird thing about shea butter. It's almost green. Now I got these really cute jars. Look at these. They're ball jars. They're blue. I'm crazy about, like, my husband's probably like, another jar. Oh my gosh. But I love little containers and containers that you could put stuff in. Anyway, yeah, it's a whole thing. So I love, especially if you're making this for a friend, having a really pretty jar is, I don't know, just makes it a little bit more special. Keep this on, like, it's a medium low. Everything is gonna melt. Everything's gonna melt and it is going to all cream together. You don't want the heat up too high though, because then you run the risk of burning it. So I'm just gonna keep it low and slow until it's all melted. Once it's all melted, I have it on the heat for a solid 10 minutes. Then we'll ladle it out into our pretty jars and just let it cool. So super easy. So this point in time is really the waiting to see when it's gonna all meld together and get happy. Hey, so I have my bain-marie all set up. You can see this isn't too hot, so I won't scorch my hands. So I have the water. It's not quite boiling, but I mean, it's on medium. Everything is starting to all mix together. I actually started using calendula when my son was a baby because he had this horrible diaper rash. He got this awful diaper rash, and I remember talking with the doctor and he said, he goes, I think it's eczema, looking at the rash. And I was like, I trust you, I believe you that it's eczema. I thought there has to be another thing that will help. So I found calendula. I'm a really big believer in plants, any type of plant product as a remedy first. But I'll read you what it says about calendula. Often used as an alternative treatment, calendula oil, and oils are a little bit different than the actual herb. Calendula oil has antifungal, anti-inflammatory, antibacterial properties that make it useful in healing wounds, soothing eczema, and relieving diaper rash. It's also used as an antiseptic. Yay, calendula. So this is almost melted. And when it's entirely melted, I'll set the timer for 10 minutes and we'll let it get all happy, and then I'll be back to show you how I put it in jars. Hey guys, so my calendula is off the heat. I will show you how I put it in jars. This is just super easy peasy, and so I'm just gonna be using a small ladle into our jars. You can use one of those canning things that protects the jar, which may have been a good idea, even though I was thinking it was a small enough amount that I wouldn't need it. Okay, and this is our calendula cream. As you can see, it's still a liquid. We're gonna go ahead and let this cool. You can let it cool overnight, either on your counter or put it in your fridge. With kids, I generally put it in the fridge because I figure the least amount of time, it being a liquid means the least amount of time that could possibly be spilled. I'll go ahead and put this in the fridge, and then I'll share with you what it looks like when it's all done. And I really hope that you love the creamy consistency, and with the shea butter, it's super moisturizing. So I'll be back in a minute. Hey guys, I'm back. So overnight, I let my cream refrigerate, and this is the finished product. And you can see it has this beautiful yellow color, and that's from the calendula, and also a little bit from the beeswax. And I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna stick my finger right in it. So you can see this is a little bit of a denser cream, but look at that beautiful color. And one of the things about shea butter is it's really moisturizing. So that's the finished product. I will say that calendula is an herb. If you are allergic to something like ragweed or marigold or something like that, something akin to that, you should consult your doctor before you try out calendula. I mean, I'm just someone who's figured this out as a good thing for themselves to use. I'm not an expert. I'm not a doctor, so you need to go see your own doctor. All right, for my legal disclaimer. And finally, you know, we're coming up on the holidays. Ooh, if you can believe it or not, it's been September already. And so here's our jar, finished product jar. This would be a fantastic gift for somebody. This would be a beautiful gift for your bestie, for your mom, whatever. It honestly did not cost a lot to make it. Overall, an inexpensive, beautiful handmade gift. And honestly, if you don't like calendula or you're not feeling calendula, then you can leave the calendula out and just use regular coconut oil and use a couple drops of essential oil to make it smell good. I mean, it's totally up to you. So that is my recipe for calendula cream. Remember, it's super easy. 1 part wax, 2 part coconut oil, 3 part shea butter, melt it, let it all get happy. That's it. Okay, have a great one.